Hello guys, dear members of our family of biohackers. Today we're gonna talk about fasting. You've been asking it for a long time. And as you know, in this chain, Borja Biohacking, you will always be able to ask any question about any doubts and we'll answer with pleasure. Please like, please share. We start with our dear member of our family of biohackers, Natalie. Thank you very much, Natalie, for being here today with us. And she's gonna do an interview about fasting, okay? So let's go.
So what is fasting and what is it for?
What is fasting and what is it for? Thank you, Natalie. Very good question. It's basically when you don't eat for a period of time, and you do that so that you feel more energy, so that you give your intestines and your stomach a period of rest. Fasting is basically medicine. It's just like with many other things that we'll talk in the future, fasting is one of the main medicines we can apply to our body. And it's very important for healing diseases, for improving, for having a better performance at sports and cognitive performance. You can actually have a better functioning of your brain when you fast. So that would be the answer.
Okay. And for how long do I have to do that? And how often?
And how often? Very good question, Natalie. It depends. If you're a man and if you're a woman, the periods of time are going to be different because in general, men are able to do it for longer. You might ask why. It's just because of nature. Women are normally supposed to be always pregnant, so their systems are not so friendly towards this practice of fasting. You can anyway fast and take as much advantage as a man from the fasting techniques, but you will apply them for less time just because of that nature reason. Okay, I recommend the people I work with to do, if they're men, 18 hours, if they're women 16 hours, and you basically put no calories in your body for those 18 or 16 hours, and the 6 hours that are left, or the 8 hours that are left, if in the case of 16 hours of fasting, that's when you are going to put all the calories of the day into your body. You're gonna obviously eat more so that you will be able to hold more time of fasting. And another thing you can do, answering to your question about how often, would be to know that you can basically also go even farther sometimes, not always, like you can always do 18, 16 hours, basically, always, it's very good for you. But once a month, for instance, you can even try to do a 24-hour fasting, even if you're a woman. For this one-day fasting thing, it doesn't matter if you're a woman or a man, you can both practice it. Obviously, if you're not pregnant, in the case you're a woman, and that one time of more fasting per month will give you 10 times more benefits in the long term, even though you're just doing it once a month.
Okay. And is it risky, or should I take any consideration before fasting?
Very good question, Natalie. In general, fasting, it is very good. We are made for fasting. Our nature is fasting. Just think about our ancestors. They used to, maybe they wouldn't eat for the whole day, sometimes 1 day and a half, then they go hunting and they eat a lot. And then they go again 18 hours, 20 hours without eating. So it is in our nature to do that. We might also, we have to take into consideration the fact that the society we live in is different. There's a lot of diabetes, there's a lot of other health issues that we sometimes don't know about. So first, please and foremost, talk to your physician and be sure you're good to go, like you're in a healthy state. Because being in a healthy state, there is no risk at all. Like you can actually do it and cure many things that might be an issue in your life that could be solved with a simple period of fasting.
Okay. And is it compatible with sports? Can I make any activity or any sports during the fasting?
Of course, Natalie, that's very interesting that you ask that, because sometimes we tend to think that because we're doing sports, we need a lot of energy for that. Like sometimes we even are like, oh no, I don't feel like but it's the total opposite. Sometimes if we feel empty, for instance, that might just be a stress, that might be just a nerve, a tick. Like we feel like we want to eat, but it's just because we're so used to eating all the time that we don't listen to our body anymore. But we're totally going along the same line of the last question. We're hunters, so we're supposed to do a lot of sport before we get the food inside our stomachs, right? So that's basically our nature. And you will realize, Natalie, if you try it, maybe not the first time, maybe not the second time, maybe for the first week, you have to do some tests, but you will realize that when you get used to fasting, you will actually have more energy and you will actually be more ready to do any kind of sport discipline that you want to engage in.
Okay.
Thank you.
And one more question: have you seen any improvement very fast with the fasting?
Obviously, yes, Natalie. I love your question. I mean, I could talk about myself and I've been practicing it for 10 years. And first of all, I used to have a little bit of overweight, and the fact that you fast with nothing else. I mean, I love sports, but if you fast alone with no sports, that will already make you decrease your overweight state. So only that's the first one. Then if you engage into cognitive activities like studying, or if you play chess, anything that requires some strategy, let's say, the fact that you're fasting, you will realize that this brain fog that sometimes we feel, maybe you realize we do feel a little bit of brain fog that doesn't let us focus on one thing. So that disappears immediately when we're in a fasted state. So that would just be talking about me, but every person I've worked with, every one of them, with no exception, they have all noticed significant changes in their lifestyle.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much,
Thank you.
Natalie.